Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to Castle Gorge as we get ready for the running of the Food City 250, our 11th race of the season here in Season 6 of the Snickers Cup Series. We're getting ready for an exciting 40-lap event here today at what I actually discovered is only a 3-turn racetrack. I've been thinking this thing was just like a high-banked rectangle. It actually isn't. It's a triangle racetrack. And there are only 3 turns in this track, so I guess you could say this is like a mix between Pocono and Bristol, you know, the high banks and the 3 corners. But nonetheless, we've had some great action here in the past few days with Trucks and Mobile and Cup Series action. We've had some pretty surprising winners in the process as well. Expecting no less today here in this event. On the pole for today's event is going to be Danny Wells in the 31, running the Singular Wireless Robbie Gordon throwback paint scheme on his Chevrolet today. He comes into today's race 27th in the point standings, so really it's about time that 31 car gets the season turned around and he finds victory lane. Danny on the pole for today's event, and we've seen he start up front. Usually that's a pretty good place to be. If you go in the back, a wreck happens with the fact that there's an outside wall and inside retaining wall separating the racetrack from pit road. It can be very difficult sometimes to make your way through a big wreck. On the outside of the front row, that's going to be Alan Tanker in the 16, who comes in 19th in the point standings, 4th in rookie points. Good opportunity to maybe move up close to the top 10 standings here today for that rookie. Carson Gum lines up in position number 3. Now, Carson Gum has really had some pretty hard luck here with Castle Gorge. Would love to get it turned around here, get a good finish there in that Michael Waltrip Racing Toyota. Carson comes into this race currently 30th in the point standings and really trying to get Michael Waltrip Racing going, as no Michael Waltrip Racing car has been to victory lane yet this season. Chris Washer seems to always bring a fast car to qualifying, finds himself again inside the top 5 for the start of this race in that number 7 Jim Beam Chevrolet. He'll roll off in 4th. And then completing row number 3 are a couple of drivers inside the top 10 in points trying to stay in today. Drew Austin, former winner this season, he comes in 4th in the points and is the rookie points leader. He's going to start in 5th. And Trent Dunham, our winner from Dover, he's going to line up on the outside of row number 3. He comes in today's race 11th, or to make that 8th rather, in the current point standings. The points leader, well, he's starting right there on the inside of row number 4 in the 7th position. William Duncan comes in with a 14-point advantage over Ralph Mason, 15 points over Charles Jackson. Drew Austin and Dylan Young, that's the rest of the top 5 in points. The top 10 in points are completed by Austin LaPlante, Anthony McCurry, Trent Dunham, Hayden Klein, and Dougie Shears. Time to get these cars rolling off. They'll complete a couple pace laps. While they do that, we will show you today's 42-car field for today's starting lineup. Sure to be a wild one. Good old short track racing at what I have now found out is a triangle racetrack. We'll see what's going to happen. This here's your starting grid for today's Food City 250. Top base car, we are getting the one-to-go signal before we will put them under the green flag for 40 laps of racing. No doubt about it, you have to really be starting up at the front of the field if you're going to have a chance of winning this thing, provided they are able to keep it clean and green. Maybe able to see some drivers work their way from the back to the front before we end up bringing out our first caution, if it comes out. But here we go, green flag is out. Danny Wells gets a good start. He's going to pull away easily with the lead. Battle on for second now between 2 rookies, Carson Gum and Alex Tanker. Drew Austin in the mix there as well. You can see William Duncan going to work awfully quickly. He wants to get his car to the front and out of trouble. And look at Alex Tanker on the outside line. Man, he got a nice run there on Carson Gum. Now he's going to go for the lead. He pulls alongside the 31. Big run on the high side for the 16. He has got probably the preferred line, or else he's got a great car for that particular line of racing. Now Danny Wells starts to get the advantage again. Let's see if Alan Tanker's able to get that run off the corner like he did last time. Here he comes. Big run. Almost makes contact with Danny Wells as the two continue to battle. And man, he's got a fast car today. Danny Wells, though, continues to stubbornly hang in on that low side. I think he may have just cleared the 16, but Tanker going to try and battle back on the high side again as he's going to go off of turn 3. And Danny keeps on coming up trying to block him off 3, but Tanker is there. Danny cannot put the block on. And Tanker's there alongside. He may have a run coming into this corner. No, he slipped up a little bit. Danny Wells going to get back to the lead. Tanker go back to the high side one more time. This time I think he's not going to be able to. Danny Wells comes up, blocks him, and I think Danny Wells is going to clear him this time. Unless Tanker can get the run off this corner. Oh, he did again. He got the run off that corner again. Got a little bit of the side draft off the 31. But now Danny Wells has cleared him. Danny Wells has finally cleared the 16 for the top spot. But just as soon as I say that, here comes Tanker to the high side again. Look at Carson Gum. He may have thoughts to go 3 wide here. He keeps on peeking down on the inside line of Danny Wells. Now we're going to move up into the middle groove there. Carson Gum just waiting for an opportunity, and it just does not seem to happen for him. William Duncan back there, caught between two Drew Austin and Kevin White. See, he's got Trent Dunham on the high side. Look at Danny Wells, now getting the crossover move put on him. As Alan Tanker's going to go down to the bottom. Now Danny's stuck on the high side. We know he was good down low. Can he be good on the high side? I think he just slipped up there, but he could try and get the run to get alongside. Tanker throws the block, and Tanker has cleared him. New leader. Alan Tanker in the 16. Very nice pass. And oh boy, they're going to go 3 wide. Chris Washer, Drew Austin, Danny Wells. That may not end well. Oh, looks like they're going to keep together. Look at the big run Danny Wells got on the high side. Holy cow. He's good up high. He's good down low. He's got himself one whale of a race car today as he is still side by side with Tanker, and they have broken away a little bit into a 2-car battle from Drew Austin, who's now going to go underneath Carson Gum. He takes away 3rd. Duncan now tries to move into 4th place. Find out where a couple of our drivers in points are running. We see William Duncan, Drew Austin, Trent Dunham up here. But how about drivers like Ralph Mason and Charles Jackson? Let's find out where the 87 from Kyotech Racing is currently running. He's all the way back here in the 36th position. Not running very well is the Andy Box Late Model Series Prize Toyota. If he's off the pace or just running single file there, but whatever the case, not helping him out as far as points are concerned. How about Charles Jackson in the 20? Well, he's up here in the thick of it, currently running in the 30th position. Right now behind Michael Norman, looking for a position underneath of Adam Chambers. There's Richard Johnson, who fell outside of the top 10 in points in recent weeks. There on the high side, that purple, I guess it's sponsored by FedEx this week. Some kind of FedEx sponsorship on that Toyota. Let's look at Kyle Sosnowski, James Silverfox. And oh, there's a spin up ahead! There was smoke, but wait a minute. I don't see any caution. Caution now? No caution. Who was that spin by? Was it Cody Lamas, Mary Cole, Angel Navarro? Whoever it was, they saved it apparently. As Danny Wells is still the leader. Another driver we got to quickly take a look at. Another driver inside the top 5 in points is Dylan Young. Where's he at? There he is in 39th. Almost contact between himself and Angel Navarro heading into that corner. That was close. So Dylan Young, Ralph Mason. I don't know if those two are running here at the back of the pack on their own accord or if they really just are not able to get up there to the front. As Carson Gum on the high side goes around, and wow, beautiful pass by the 56. Carson Gum to the lead. He'll lead that lap, but Danny Wells going to come back to the inside line once again. Looking once again for the top spot as they've broken into a pack of 5. Then there's the straggling Trent Dunham back there in 6th. Field is definitely separated out now, and now their top 4 have separated away. Duncan's lost touch. There's Trent Dunham, his teammate Kevin White in 7th, Noah Hart in 8th, 9th Chris Washer, and then there's a good battle here for 10th. We got Hayden Klein, a couple of former Snickers Cup Series champs back here. Henley, Citadino, and Shears all battling in this pack. Deanna Shelton's back in here, Stephen Pollard the third, and I see Aaron Williams Jr. the 24 also in this mix. This is a battle, as I said, for 10th place, and Hayden Klein comes into this race 9th in points after his victory back at Talladega. Wants to stay inside the top 10 in points. Sean Henley, not been the best of seasons for the season 4 Snickers Cup Series champ rather. He is currently running 32nd in points. Tony Shears is 10th in points as his season's been taking a little bit of a downhill turn. He was running up as high as the points leader at one time this season. Oh, there's a smoke back there, and the caution's out. Caution's waving as Danny Wells had just dove for pit road. Danny Wells making a pit stop here midway through this race on lap 19. And so he's got to get that pit stop done quickly and get out ahead of the leaders. And it looks like Mary Cole was the reason the caution's out. She's badly damaged. Smoke pouring out of the back of the Aladdin Chevrolet. Same paint scheme that she ran last week in Infineon. Not going to get her to victory lane this time. And Danny Wells, let's see if he can get this pit stop done. That caution couldn't have come out at a better time for him. He's not going to go a lap down if he can get off pit road in time. The leader is going to be Carson Gum. And Danny Wells is going to complete his service. He is gone. And Carson Gum and all these other drivers may end up coming down pit road under the caution flag, which could cycle Danny Wells around as the leader. So Danny Wells, big kudos to his crew chief right there. Could have gotten him into the lead with this caution coming up. Carson Gum's going to be the leader. Drew Austin second, third Alan Tanker, fourth William Duncan, and Trent Dunham's going to be the 5th position driver. More drivers making pit stops. Navarro, Ralph Mason's got some damage there. Galligan's on pit road. Cody Lamas, James McLeod, Michael Norman. There's Madison Sieber also on pit road. Sosnowski, Radigan, Ray Darvu, Richard Johnson all completed service on their pit stops here under this caution flag. So we jump back, take a look at what the caution came out for. I believe Mary Cole had something to do with it as more leaders come down pit road. Carson Gum and the rest of the field making their pit stops here on lap 22. Well, here's a look at it. This wreck actually happened right near the rear of the field. This is a battle back around the mid-30s. Galligan going to come down. Navarro had his line picked, and the two of them just connected there. They both had different lines they were running, but unfortunately they intersected. Navarro, you can see him go down to the apron. He was trying to get off of Galligan, and there was really nothing he could do. Galligan's going to go around, up into Dylan Young. Cole Daly going to get a little piece of it there as well. Ralph Mason, second in points, nowhere to go. Dylan Young, 5th in points involved here. Watch Mary Cole. She's trying to get by, and she's going to make contact right there with Dylan Young and the Black Deuce. There you see Cody Lamas, Joshua Michaels, Madison Sieber. They were all able to get through it. 2 Tweenix cars involved in this, as well as Dylan Young, 5th in points. Tough break for that driver out of Penske Germain Racing. Ralph Mason has some damage to the right side. Don't know how significant the damage is on his Toyota, but he comes in 2nd in points, and with William Duncan running where he is, this is not good for Ralph Mason to try and run down William Duncan for the points lead, but we're going to head back now, see what the case may be as far as pit stops are concerned. I believe about 6 or 7 drivers actually decided not to pit yet. Interesting strategy. Jump back and see who they were. Back to Green Flag Racing, we will return on lap 25 of 40, giving us a total of 16 laps to go here today. A couple of drivers decided not to even come down pit road at all under this caution flag, and they are the following: Joshua Michaels, Aaron Williams Jr., John Citadino, Dylan Poteet, James Silverfox, and Jeffrey Buckeyes. The top 6 have not come down pit road yet. Very interesting gamble here. Maybe risky, but they may be planning on a caution immediately coming out. Don't know if that's going to be the case, though. We'll see if they made the right decision. Danny Wells, after that caution came out and kept him from going a lap down to the leaders, after he's been up front all day today, he'll restart 7th. 8th will be Richard Johnson. 9th, Rohit Darbu, and John Radigan is going to complete the top 10. The green flag's out, and Joshua Michaels is out of fuel. So that strategy did not work out well for the 10. He led a lap or 2, but it did not help him in the long run as far as staying out in front and having a chance of winning this thing. As John Citadino now looks to the inside of Aaron Williams Jr., but he's coming to pit road. Everybody who didn't pit last time is coming to pit road this time, with the exception of Jeffrey Buckeye. And we know he didn't pit, but there's the caution. There's the caution. The strategy may have worked for all those drivers. Caution is out, and it looks like it was Deanna Shelton spun out. No, it wasn't. It was Joshua Michaels. Now, here's the question, though. Can these guys... Oh, Henry Nova's involved. Can Poteet, Silver Fox, can these guys get off pit road quickly enough? Aaron Williams Jr., William Duncan had to come down pit road. John Cittadino, they're going to complete their service. This may keep them on the lead lap. I think it's going to. Boy, did they roll the dice and come up lucky. They are going to be able to stay on the lead lap. Who's the leader under caution anyway? They're showing Jeffrey Buckeye as still the leader, and I'm surprised that he's not come down pit road yet. He's still able to stretch it, apparently, in that Worth Ford Fusion. He's the leader. Vadarvu in second now. Third place could be Michael Norman. Fourth place, I think, is going to be Danny Wells. And fifth place is Richard Johnson. But looks like Henry Nova got into Joshua Michaels. And we know Michaels was out of fuel coming to the start-finish line. Let's jump back, see what happened. As it appears, Buckeye still is making no indication to pit road. Well, the caution came out not for Joshua Michaels, but for what was almost a four-wide battle. Coming off of this corner, it's going to be Sean Henley turning Henry Nova down to the wall. Henley's going to hit the left side of his car into that wall pretty hard and pancake it, but Nova took a hard lick into that inside safer barrier, no doubt. And then comes back up the racetrack right into Hayden Klein. Ninth in points. Emilio Navarrete's going to get a piece of it right there. Nowhere for him to go. Look at Cole Daly in the 88 trying to woe up, trying to find a way through. I think he just barely does. Where's Joshua Michaels, though? Oh, there he is. And Nova's day is definitely done. Nova came in 11th in the point standings, second in rookie points. He was only 20 points back from points leader Drew Austin in the rookie standings. Hayden Klein obviously had a lot to lose today, came in 9th in points. He could fall outside the top 10 as a result of this, and man, what a tough break for some of these drivers. Emilio Navarrete, 22nd in points, doing better in some other of the two series, but really was looking for a good run here today in that Roush Fenway Ford. And that's what put us under the caution flag. It did not have to do with Joshua Michaels. He was just running the apron out of fuel. Let's head back to green. We'll get ready to go back to green with 10 laps to go. Lap 31 is when the green flag will return. Jeffrey Buckeye must have made some kind of a pit stop at some point that I didn't see, because he has continued to stay out in front there in that number 12 machine. So Buckeye is still the leader, our winner from Phoenix. Danny Wells going to line up in second. Rohit Vidarvu is third. Fourth place, Richard Johnson, and Michael Norman now completes top five. Radigan is sixth. Seventh is Kyle Sosnowski. James McLeod runs in eighth. Cody Lamas now up to ninth. And 10th place is going to be Ralph Mason, who was involved in that incident, remember. Sean Galligan lines up 11th. 12th place is Angel Navarro. Carson Gum back in 13th now with Noah Hart 14th. Trent Dunham in 15th. Drew Austin 16th. Kevin White 17th. 18th Madison Seaver. 19th is Alan Tanker. And Anthony McCurry completes the top 20 as the green flag comes back out. And Jeffrey Buckeye appears to be up to speed. So, yeah, he must have made some pit stop earlier on. Maybe he pitted at the same time Danny Wells did. I don't know. But regardless, he is up to speed and looks like he is not having any indications of trying to save fuel or anything. And Danny's going to peek to the inside here for the lead. Almost makes some contact there. There was some contact between his right front and Buckeye's right rear. He's going to move up the 12 car. Danny Wells now looks to slip by, and he is going to. Danny Wells going to clear Jeffrey Buckeye. Very nice bump and run pass on the part of the 31 car. Take a look here at the way that the cars are running. Looks like we have a total of 4 drivers who have gone back behind the wall as a result of incidents here today. Dylan Young is out of the race along with Mary Cole, Henry Nova, and Hayden Klein. That's a couple of drivers, quite a few drivers that were coming in running really well in the point standings. Dylan Young came in 5th in points. Mary Cole actually came in 16th in the standings. And of course Henry Nova, we said, 11th in points, and Hayden Klein 9th in the standings. We have a couple of drivers who are actually lap down cars as well, which I'm trying to figure out right now. We've got Aaron Williams Jr., William Duncan, John Cittadino, James Silverfox, and Joshua Michaels. Did they have to come down pit road? I don't know. They are being listed off the lead lap. They must have had to just come down pit road again. They may have had to actually come down pit road a second time because of having to make really quick pit stops with that caution flag coming out. So maybe hurrying up on their pit stops, they missed something. Maybe they had to put in a little bit more fuel. Maybe they had to change tires because they were losing grip. And Michael Norman's going to go underneath for the lead. Where did he come from? Michael Norman in the AC Delco Chevrolet out of Michael Norman Motorsports. All of a sudden up here battling Danny Wells for the lead. But Danny's hanging tough there. We know he's got probably one of the best cars of the day. He's going to try and slingshot around the high side. And they may catch up here to Aaron Williams Jr. Oh, Danny Wells, man, oh man. He thought about tucking in behind. Now he's going to try the high side again. Can he get the run? Not this time. He is now behind Michael Norman, and we're going to have 3 to go. No, 2 to go when they hit the stripe. What a tough break for William Duncan, the points leader. Gets caught a lap down here. Citadino, Aaron Williams Jr. A lot of other drivers who are running really well today. Going to get caught down, trapped a lap down. As Michael Norman still leads. Here comes James McLeod to the inside of Danny Wells for second. Can Norman do it? Can Norman pick up his first win of the season for Michael Norman Motorsports? White flag in the air. Danny Wells is going to try everything he can, though. He's got to get somewhere. He's going to try the high side, maybe. Try and get the run off of this corner. Michael Norman, though, into turn number 2. He's got one more corner. Here comes McLeod to the inside. Can McLeod get the run? He's going to try and bump him. But look at Danny Wells. Look at the run he gets. And it's going to be Michael Norman just barely hanging on. But man, oh man, did Danny Wells get a whale of a run off of turn 3 and nearly got the side draft to beat Norman to the line. Only about half a car length did Michael Norman get that win by over Danny Wells. And for the first time this season, Michael Norman and that single car race team are going to go to victory lane. What an incredible job by that team. They came out of absolutely nowhere there at the end. I think Norman restarted in the 5th position. And I'm looking back through the running order. Michael Norman started this race in 39th place. Talk about working your way through the field. 26th in points they came in today, and Michael Norman, what a victory he's going to have here today with that number 3 team. They put that team together just a few weeks before the season started, and they find themselves in victory lane for the first time this season. And it's quite a coup there for Michael Norman as well. He came in season 4, had an absolutely terrific season in all 3 series, even though he came in mid-season. Then you moved over to season 5. That driver did not pick up any Snickers Cup Series wins outside of the All-Star race. No points wins, though, but finally here in Season 6, the silver lining in the gray cloud, his first win with Michael Norman Motorsports. Great job by that team. Let's take a look at your official top 10 results. Danny Wells, undoubtedly the strongest car of the day, going to come up just 1 position short after starting on the pole. Everything seemed to work out his way. He just couldn't get by Michael Norman there in the closing stages. He'll get the runner-up spot, though. Great run for him. James McLeod, he came out of absolutely nowhere as well. Great run for that Twinks Racing Chevrolet. Came in 17th in points. He'll move up in the standings very well. How about the 2 Penske Germain guys? Jeffrey Buckeye in 4th and Kyle Sosnowski in 5th. Great run for those 2 drivers. Rohit Vidarvu, man, you just can't seem to stop Vidarvu with his good finishes. He's going to finish 6th. After replacing Barney Ward, he's been doing a great job. I don't think we're too far from seeing that 43 go to victory lane with Vidarvu behind the wheel. Angel Navarro, great run for him as well, I believe. Looking through the field here, he's the highest finishing rookie of the day. He's going to get 7th today in that Hendrick Motorsports Chevy. John Radigan going to finish right behind him in 8th. Sean Galligan, who, if you'll remember, ended up being caught up in that spin out there. I'm trying to remember who it was with. Oh, it was with Angel Navarro, who ends up finishing top 10 as well. He's going to finish in 9th, Will Galligan, and Galligan actually comes in 12th in points. He could be inside the top 10 in standings with a run like that today. And Cody Lamas, he's been putting together some really good runs lately, too, after replacing Nick Eggleston in that 55. He's going to get 10th place here today in that number 55 for MWR. What an unbelievable race today. How about William Duncan? Where did he finish today? I know he was caught a lap down. Oh, my goodness, 37th place. For the points leader coming into today's race. William Duncan, just 1 week after taking the points lead, may lose it. And let's see who it's going to be, too. Where's Ralph Mason finish? He finishes in 12th place. Ralph Mason is going to be the new points leader heading into next week's race. Which, by the way, folks, I have done testing at it, and we are heading there. We're going to Nazareth Speedway next week. Yes, indeed. Going back to some old school racing at an old school track. It's going to be Trucks, Mobile, and Snickers Cup Series action coming your way from that particular track. Hope you will enjoy those races at that weekend. Tell you what, I have enjoyed Castle Gorge a lot more than I have Bristol, quite honestly. I don't care for the racing at Bristol. Castle Gorge brings a lot more action to the table. Really glad we were here this race weekend. Hope you guys enjoyed this race too. If you did, be sure to give the video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. It helps me out a lot. Here comes your official finisher results, overall point standings, and rookie points heading to next week's race at Nazareth Speedway. As you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best.